now.
You make good decisions in life, you make some bad ones. You got to deal with the repercussions on some bad ones overall.
Well, that was Mayor John McNally today in Cleveland court after pleading guilty to some charges, and the trial is now off. Good evening, everyone. I'm Stan Boney.
And I'm Erica Thomas. Significant developments today inside that Cuyahoga County courtroom in the decade-long Oakhill corruption case. Jury
selection was set to start Monday, but that's now been scrapped after guilty pleas were made today. 27 First News reporter Jerry Ricciuti has been covering this case since it began. He was there in Cleveland today and joins us with our top story at 6.
Eric and Dave, for months it looked like, Stan, it looked like prosecutors and defense were on an unavoidable collision course to take this case to trial in front of a jury from the Cleveland area, not here in the Mahoning Valley. But about 90 minutes into this morning's pretrial, things began to take a dramatic turn.
Nearly a decade after the Oakhill saga began, two of those at the center of the case made guilty pleas.
And how did you wish to plead?
Guilty.
Both John McNally and Mike Shortino agreed to deals late this morning, avoiding trial that was set to begin Monday. They and lawyer Marty Yavorsek were charged with conspiring with others to keep Mahoning County from buying the old Southside Hospital for use as a government office building.
I certainly think different actions could have been taken by a whole bunch of different people in this case, not just me.
Still, the mayor, who was a county commissioner at the time, insists purchasing Oakhill was a bad move.
I still stand by the position that there was really no thought going into that, no due diligence. We sucked up a lot of costs that I don't believe really we needed to.
Shortino pled to a pair of felonies in connection with both Oakhill and a separate indictment where he was charged with misusing his county-owned computers for political reasons. He will now be barred from holding office again. However, McNally's charges are misdemeanors, meaning he can remain in office and even run for re-election.
I don't know if deal breaker is the right word, but we were adamant that I was not going to be resigning from office.
In the meantime, Yavorsek, who's defending himself and sat through today's hearing without ever saying anything, is for now at least refusing any deals and will go on trial March 14th.
No comment on the record, Chair. No comment on the record.
For now, McNally says he's looking forward to sentencing in a month, wanting to finally put all this behind him.
My oldest daughter was 3 when this whole thing started 10 years ago. My youngest one was 3 months old. So one's 13 and one's 10 now.
Now, despite what we heard the mayor tell us today about not resigning, we should point out Mahoning County Democratic Party Chair Dave Beatrice has since publicly asked McNally to step down. The mayor tells me that Beatrice is simply doing what he needs to do for political expediency. McNally reiterating again he has no plans to leave office anytime soon.
So one thing people might not realize, McNally, Shortino, they're both lawyers. Is this going to impact their licenses?
Yavorsek.
Yeah.
It well could. The judge was pointing out today that ultimately these are now 2 lawyers who have been convicted of criminal offenses,
right.
Some misdemeanors obviously, but the Supreme Court handles those things. The Board of Grievances and Discipline will now have to weigh in at some point, as well as what ultimately happens to Yavorsek.
Now, they did plead guilty. They need to be sentenced. What's the status of that?
Well, at this point, Yavorsek goes on trial, as I said, March 14th. McNally and Shortino will be back in that Cleveland courtroom on March 28th, and they'll be sentenced then.
Prison time?
Probably not likely. That's a guess. The judge ultimately has that card to play. But sentencing rules in Ohio for low-level felonies is the ones that Shortino pled to, and misdemeanors, if there's no prior criminal convictions, usually no jail time is involved.
All right, Jerry. Thanks for that story. Nice job today.